Okay, I just watched this video about, it's called What Modern Reviewers Get Wrong About Abbey Road. What every modern listener gets wrong about Abbey Road. But he admits in the description that it's a clickbait title, and then he puts in the description the real title, which is what some modern reviewers of Abbey Road occasionally make a minor mistake about. And he's saying the minor mistake is critiquing is when modern reviewers of Abbey Road say that the difference between, or the transition between I Want You parentheses She's So Heavy and Here Comes the Sun is odd, and it sounds bad, and it sounds bad to have like the track basically cut, like hard cut really heavy guitar tracks, and then Here Comes the Sun guitar sounds, right? That's basically the criticism that modern Abbey Road listeners have, and he defends Abbey Road by saying like, oh, actually, and then he cites John Lennon. It's like, actually, it's intentional. John Lennon said it was intentional, and actually, back in those times, what was the 70s? Back in 70s times, they would flip over the disc. So streaming apps just play the next song, but in 70s times, it would cut to silence, and then you would have to flip over the fucking record. So that makes the transition better. I just don't see how that makes much sense. I mean, okay, I get it, right? You got to take into account that back in those times, there would be a little bit of silence, and then he goes on with like flowery language like silent, negative space, silence, shit about negative space and shit about silence, and like he's saying that's like an integral part to the transition, where it's like, okay, so it's like heavy guitar, silence, and then like pretty Here Comes the Sun guitar. It's like, I don't know. I don't think it's like, I'm reading the YouTube comments too, and like so many YouTube comments are like, this transition is actually brilliant. It's actually brilliant if you think about it. John Lennon's a genius. And like, it's like, okay, just because it's intentional, and just because like, oh, but you gotta flip over the record, just because of all that doesn't make it still good. It doesn't make it good, actually, because it's actually, even if you did like, okay, play She's So Heavy, I Want You, She's So Heavy, and then when the song ends, you just pause a little bit, and then you take a minute, and then you play the next song, it still doesn't sound that good. It still sounds like a really stark contrast, a really weird juxtaposition between those two songs, and it's like there's no, like, oh, the transition is supposed to, the silence is the transition between the two tracks. And it's like, that doesn't sound good. I mean, okay, it's relative, you know? What's it called? Subjective, right? Subjective, what do you think it's good, right? But it's like, is that a minor mistake from reviewers? Is that a reviewer's minor mistake? Is that a mistake to critique that? Is that wrong to critique that? You know? Like, I get it. Like, oh, they're actually supposed to flip the vinyl record. But, like, yeah, I don't think it's wrong to critique that. I don't think it's a mistake to critique that. Like, oh, these modern listeners don't know how to listen to Abbey Road. They forget that there's a little bit of silence between, you know? And it's like, okay, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's still a valid criticism that She's So Heavy, the ending of She's So Heavy is hard cut too quickly. And the juxtaposition between that song and Here Comes the Sun is just so stark. It's so black and white, you know? That it's like, that's a fair criticism. That's fair. It's still fair. It doesn't make it a minor mistake just because you're listening on Spotify than a fucking record player, dude. Well, okay, that's it. I just thought that video was a little dumb. I'm not gonna... This is one of those fucking rant videos, dude. Fucking negative space. Ugh, dude, these music people on YouTube, dude. Some of them are annoying, dude. I know some of them like want to be the anti-Fantano, but like they just end up sounding like Fantano, or like a worse or just like a redditor guy. Okay, bye.